Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create very simple and elegant wedding card using a free gift from Creative Stamping Magazine issue 111. In the magazine, you can find lots of beautiful ideas and projects to try, but on page 11, you can find my beautiful card, and if you're interested, the tutorial is in the top right corner for you. As you can see, the magazine comes with beautiful stamp set collection called Climbing Flowers, and I absolutely love it. And when I saw this stamp set, it really screamed to me, let's create a wedding card, and that's exactly what is my goal for today's tutorial. The magazine also comes with beautiful stencil from Card Making Magic, and I couldn't resist and I had to use those beautiful flowers. They look like sweet pea to me. If you agree, please let me know in the comments down below. I also wonder, do you actually have that issue of Creative Stamping Magazine? If you have, please let me know, what did you create? If you haven't, maybe this video will inspire you to create something beautiful and elegant. As you can see, I'm going to use some scraps of my 300 GSM white stamping card, and I'm going to do some heat embossing. So as usual, I've got anti-static bag, and I'm going to use Versamark ink to stamp all those beautiful flowers, and then I'm going to use gold embossing powder. In the description down below, you can also find affiliate link for Craftstash, and if you use that link, it will really help my channel. I also left the names of all the products I use in today's video if you're interested. As you can see, I'm going to heat emboss it, and I'm going to use my totally favorite gold embossing powder. As I said before, this stamp set screams to me wedding card, so I couldn't resist. For me, wedding goes with very soft and pastel colors, but also some gold. In the past, I also used very vivid and bright colors for some of the wedding cards, but this one from Card Making Magic, it really screams to me, let's create something elegant and soft. As you can see, I'm going to repeat the process with stamping and heat embossing, and I do encourage you to use all those scraps you've got from your previous projects, because these stamps are pretty small, so yes, you can use them to create very beautiful elements for your projects. And I wonder, how often do you create wedding cards? And if you do, what is your totally favorite flower for wedding cards or invitations? Please let me know in the comments down below. So when this is ready, I decided to have a look at my stash and choose something that I haven't used in a very long time. I usually use some aqua markers or zig markers to color in heat embossed images. But this time, I'm going to use watercolor paints. And yes, you can do it in card making. So if you have any watercolor paints that just wait and sit for you to be used, use them, because it is nothing special if you just use all the time the same products. But if you use your beautiful watercolor set, it will make your project even more special. So for the paints, I bought Derwent Pastel Shades Paint Pan set, and I thought this set works so well with the stamp set because it has very pastel and elegant colors. I just couldn't resist, and I'm going to use Orchid Pink and Lavender. As you can see, the set is very small. You already have all the names of the colors, and it's always a good idea to use a little bit of water to reactivate your paints, and then I'm going to use wet paintbrush and literally color in all those beautiful sweet pea flowers. And if you use any watercolors, you can always use a wet tissue or put a drop of water if you made a mistake and lift it out with a little bit of tissue. Super quick and simple, and no one will ever know that you made a mistake. And also, watercolor paints are perfect for heat embossing because heat embossing actually resists the paint. So it is so simple, and you get very watercolor and elegant look at the same time. When all of this is ready, I'm going to fussy cut all those beautiful flowers, and I wanted to make sure that all my elements on the card match. So as you can see, I've got a square panel of 300 GSM white stamping card, and using my paintbrush I'm going to create some very tiny splatters with exactly the same two colors I use for my sweet pea flowers. So I'm going to have orchid pink and lavender. If you want, you can use bigger paintbrush, but what I really encourage you to do is to cover the surface around. I usually put a piece of very big paper to cover my wall because I don't want any splatters there. And then when you use watercolors, it is so simple to clean your flat surface. You literally just need wet tissue and that's it. Your surface is nice and clean. Now I'm going to heat set my background and also the flowers, because whenever you want to assemble all those elements, you always have to make sure that they are completely dry, and that will make your cutting very simple to do. I fussy cut all those flowers, which means you don't really need any special dies for those elements. Super simple and quick. Now I'm going to show you how I fussy cut one of them, and I'm going to use a very nice trick to show you all those finished flowers. And if you like this color palette, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you see those beautiful stamp sets, what color combo would you choose for a wedding card using those sweet pea flowers? I'm really curious, and if you are interested, please use those flowers and create something beautiful. Now I decided to use Edge Nestables nested hearts die set from Creative Craft Products, and as you can see I use low tack tape and I die cut it 6 times from 300 GSM white stamping card because I really want to have some dimension. This time I decided not to use foam parts in between them for extra dimension. I'm just going to stack them together, and I really like this look. And if you don't have any heart nesting dies, you can create your own template. Just fold a scrap piece of paper, draw half of a heart, cut it out and draw it 6 times and cut them out. Super simple, and they don't really have to be perfect because this is the frame no one will ever see. And as you can see, I've got really nice dimension, and all those sweet pea flowers will sit on top, so you won't really see that it is a Edge nesting die. So if you have any other nesting dies, you can also use them, even circular nesting dies. To add a little bit more interest, I'm going to use 4 set ribbon threading dies from Card Making Magic, and I die cut 2 of those. As you can see, these are beautiful, and I'm going to use a ribbon from my stash that actually matches with the colors on the sweet peas, with that gold as well on the edges. And now I'm going to thread that ribbon. Super quick, simple. And I wonder, how often do you use ribbon threading in your cards? Please let me know. Maybe you do have your favorite cutting die, and please let me know what is it in the comments down below. When this is ready, I'm going to attach that element. But before that, I thought it is too plain. I have to add a little bit more color. And what is the best way if you want all your elements to match? Of course, you can use the same color medium. And in this case, again, I use those beautiful pastel shades paint pan set from Derwent. And I'm going to use the same orchid pink color because I really want that beautiful element to stand out on a card. And please let me know if you were about to use those stamp set for wedding card. What other flowers would you use? Would you use that beautiful butterfly that's in the set, or maybe daisies? I'm really curious. Now I'm going to add that color using wet paintbrush. It is very subtle, and that's exactly what I wanted for this project, because if you know me, I always like very bright and vivid colors. So today was a little bit of challenge for me to use pastel colors and shades. but I think in the end it worked out pretty well. Now I'm going to assemble those elements using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because as you can see it has very narrow tip, and that's exactly what I want for those intricate elements. And whenever you use any ribbon, I wonder what is your favorite trick to attach it to your project. So if you have one, please let me know. And what I wanted here, I didn't want to cut the excess. I thought let's use a little bit of double-sided tape, and then I'm going to fold and burnish all those elements, and this way it won't go undone. And I think this is the best trick with those ribbon pieces here. If you like it, I hope you will use it in your next project. Now it is time to add all those beautiful flowers on a heart, and I really wanted to go symmetrical. So as you can see, I'm using exactly the same flowers on the left and on the right, but to be honest, you don't really have to do it. You can do whatever you want. If you have any other nesting dies, maybe you can create a frame in a rectangular shape. That would be very good as well, not only for wedding but also anniversaries or even birthday, any special occasion. When our heart is ready, we have to fill the space in the middle. So I'm going to use Tonic Studio labels, and I die cut that element from, again, 300 GSM white stamping card, and I'm going to use the sentiment Best Wishes, and I'm going to use black waterproof ink from Spectrum Noir. This is very crucial here because later on, you probably guessed it, I'm going to use the same watercolor paints I used before, so all the elements will match. And if you want to add any watercolor medium on top, you always have to use watercolor proof ink, and this way it won't bleed. It will be perfect. It will be professionally finished. Now I'm going to heat set it just to make sure it is totally dry before I assemble it on the card. But at this point I thought something was missing, so I decided to use some beautiful dies from Get Well and Retirement Pretty Book collection from Card Making Magic, and I die cut those two champagne glasses. I thought they will be very nice for this wedding card. I just couldn't resist. And again, I'm going to use the same watercolor paints from Derwent, but this time I'm going to use that beautiful lemon and cornflower blue, because that blue makes me think about glass. It is very subtle and I really like it. When this is ready, I'm going to start assembling the sentiment and those glasses. But first, I'm going to put my focal element on gold mirror card using my one and only liquid glue. As you can see, this panel was slightly bigger, so I had to trim it off camera, which is super simple. Use the trimmer, don't use scissors in this case. Now when everything is evenly spaced, I can put my focal element on a card base, and this one is 7 by 7 inches. And I wonder, how often do you create big cards? Or maybe you prefer small cards? Which one is your favorite? Please let me know in the comments down below. Now I'm going to use double-sided foam adhesive for extra dimension and interest on both the sentiment and the champagne glasses. With that beautiful Climbing Flowers stamp set collection from Card Making Magic, there are lots of amazing sentiments, but I wish there was one for wedding. So, because seriously, the stamp set collection just screamed to me, use me as a wedding project. So that's why I decided to use Best Wishes, but there are lots of beautiful sentiments about friendship and anything else, so please use it because this stamp set collection is just so pretty. I had to add some gold gems because we do have some gold mirror card and there is plenty of space to write your message inside. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. I really hope you feel inspired to use that beautiful stamp set collection from Creative Stamping Magazine issue 111. And don't forget that every Monday and Thursday I've got videos on my channel. See you in my next video. Bye!